So in this video, we are going to learn how to create Airtable records for new or updated Google contacts. Now suppose guys you are using Google Contacts as an application, as a platform to manage all of your contacts. And as a backup, you want to create the same contact or add the same contact in Airtable as well. But adding or managing the contacts into different applications can be very much repetitive and time consuming. So in this video, we are going to set up an automation using which whenever we are going to create or update a new contact in Google Contacts, automatically the same contact will be created or updated in Airtable as well. Like if we have updated some contact in Google Contact and we also have the same contact in Airtable, then the contact details will be automatically updated in Airtable as well. And in a case, if we create a new contact in Google Contact and we don't have that contact in Airtable, in that case, a new contact will be created in Airtable as well. We are going to add a new record, a new details over there. Now how you can set up this automation? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name our workflow as Google Contact to Airtable. And then just click on Create. Now you can see that a workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have 2 different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those 2 concepts, those 2 principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with our trigger window. So the idea here is, first we have to connect our Google Contacts account with Pabbly Connect, so that every time a new contact is created or updated in Google Contacts, the details of that same contact should be received inside Airtable as well. And after that, using Pabbly Connect, we are going to send those new contact details to Airtable to add or update the details over there. So let's see how it is done. Now here in Trigger window, in Choose App, we have to search for Google Contacts first. Just select it. And then in Trigger Event from the drop down, select New or Updated Contact as the trigger event. After selecting a trigger event, just click on Connect and select Add New Connection. So here guys, we have to basically connect our Google Contacts account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, click on this Sign In with Google button. And then here you just have to select your Google Contacts account. And then just scroll down and click on Continue. After clicking on Continue, here you can see our Google Contacts account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, here you can see a button named as Save and Send Test Request. When you will click on this Save and Send Test Request button, the details of the most recent, the latest contact which we have created in Google Contacts will be received inside Pabbly Connect. So here in my Google Contacts account, right now I have just created one contact. This is it. This is the name. This is the email, this is the phone number and the company name. So here guys, when we click on Save and Send Test Request, the details of this latest, most recent contact will be received inside Pabbly Connect. So just do this. Click on Save and Send Test Request button. And yes, here you can see that we have received some response. And in this response, you can see the details of the same contact. Here you can see the same mobile number which we have entered. We'll scroll down. Here you can see the same company name which we have added into the contact in Google Contact. Then here you can see the same full name, last name and the first name of the contact. We will scroll down further and here you can see the email address as well. Now this means the details of the new contact from Google Contact is now successfully received inside Pabbly Connect. Now after getting these details guys, what we want to do? We want to add these details into Airtable. But here guys, from Google Contacts, we will be getting the details of new contact created, and also if you update the old contacts, in that case as well, we will be getting the details inside Pabbly Connect. So first what we have to do, we have to first search that the contact whose response we have received in Pabbly Connect, that contact is existed or do we have the details of that contact in our Airtable database or not. Then after that, after searching it, we will be having 2 different conditions. First one, like if we already have the details of that contact in our Airtable database, then we will be updating the details, the latest the updated contact details which we have received from Google Contacts. In that case, we will be updating those details in Airtable. And if not, if we don't have the details of that particular contact in Airtable, well, in that case, we will be creating a new contact, a new row or a new record in Airtable with the new contact details from Google Contacts. So let's see how it is done. First, we will have to move to our action window and here in Choose App, search for Airtable. Just select Airtable and then here in action event from the drop down, select the action event as search record because first we will be searching for new contact. Then just click on connect and select add new connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our Airtable account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, we have to enter the API token of our Airtable account. So here guys, in the help text, you can see a step-by-step guide on how you can create the API token of your Airtable account. You just have to go to your Airtable account and then from the right sidebar, right profile option, just click here and go to Developer Hub. After coming to this Developer Hub, click on this Create New Token button and then just give this token a name. For example, I would like to give this token the name as test. Then it is asking us scopes. So when you click on this add a scope button, here in the drop down, you can see a list of different scopes. Just start selecting all of the scopes from here. Just select this one, then select this one as well, this one, and also this. Then select the schema based read, schema based write, and at last webhook manager. So you can see a list of all of these scopes in this connection window of Pabbly Connect in the help text. After selecting it, the next thing it asks us is access. So click on add a base button and select all workspace bases from this and click on create token. Now when we click on create token, here you can see that a new token has been created in our Airtable account. Just copy this token from here, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here and then just click on save. Now as we click on save, we will see our Airtable account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is the base. And in the drop down below, you can see a list of all the bases which we have created in our Airtable account. So here guys, in which base we want to search the data, we have to select that. So in my Airtable account, I have created this base named as project data. This is the base. And in this particular base, we have created a table named as contact. And in this table, we want to add the details of the new contact. So first we will be searching for the contact details, existing contact details in the same table. So from the drop down, we have to basically select for the same base project data. And then here in table name from the drop down, you can see a list of all the tables which we have created in this particular base. So from this, we have to select contacts, this table over here, because in this table, we want to search the data. After selecting our table, the next thing it asks us is the field name. Now here in all the columns, all the fields which we have created in this table can be seen over here in this drop down. And here guys, we have two different options. Either we can search for existing contact using the email address or using the mobile number, the phone number. We have both the options. So in this video, I'm just selecting mobile number and then we will be search for the existing contact using the mobile number. Then it is asking us search value. So we have to map the search or mobile number which we have received from Google Contacts over here in this search value field. Because using this same mobile number, we want to search for existing contact. Just click here and from the drop down from Google Contact Responses, select this response of mobile number and map it. And then just click on Save and Send Test Request. Now when we click on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received the response. And if we have received this record ID in response, this means this contact already does exist in our Airtable database. So here in our Airtable database, you can see that we have the same contact with the same name. Demo user, this is the name, this is the email, and this is the mobile number. But here guys, the company is a bit changed. The company name over here is Google. And here in Google Contact, when we have received the response, here you can see that we have the company name, organization name as Pabbly. So we want to update these details. So like if the contact is already existed, we will be updating the details or updating the contact in Airtable. So here guys, as we discussed, we have two different conditions over here. First condition is the contact details already exist in Airtable like we have right now. Here you can see that the contact already exists. So in that case, we have to update the contact. So here and the second condition is if the contact detail does not exist. If we don't get this contact details from Airtable, but in that case, we have to create a new contact. And to create an automation workflow with multiple conditions, we use a feature of Pabbly Connect that is called router. So using router, we are going to create two different routes in this automation workflow so that if the condition is one, if we have already have the details of a contact in Airtable, well, in that case, we will update the contact. And in route 2, if we don't have the details of contact in Airtable, in that case, we will create a new contact. So here guys, we will just scroll down, click on this add action step button. And then here in choose app, we will select router over here. After selecting router, here you can see that by default, it has created two routes. So let's rename the route. Let's rename the first route as, for example, contact exist. And click on update. And let's name the route 2 as contact does not exist. And click on update. So here guys, let's set up the route for contact exist because we know that this contact do exist in Airtable. So just click on this set filter and action step button. And then here, the first thing it asks us is the filter. That what is the filter? What is the condition using which Pabbly Connect will determine that the automation workflow should be executed with this route? So we are going to add a filter condition from Airtable responses. So here in select label in the drop down, here you can see the responses from Google Contacts and Airtable search record. So from Airtable search record responses, we will select this label of record ID and the filter type will be exist. So if we get the response of record ID from Airtable, this means the contact already exists in Airtable. And in that case, we want the automation to be executed with this route. Just click on save and send test request. And here you can see that the condition is true because the test response which we have captured from Google Contacts of this dummy user, the details of that contact already exist in Airtable. Now after this, in this case, we want to update the contact. So we will just click on this add action step button. And then here in choose app, we will search for Airtable. Just select it. And then in action event from the drop down, we will select the action event as update record. Click on connect. And because we have already connected our Airtable account in the previous step, so we don't have to make a new connection over here. You can select the existing connection and click on save. And yes, our Airtable account is once again connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, we have to once again select the same base in which we had searched for data. We have searched for contact. The project data was the name of our base. Let's select the same table. Select this drop down, select contacts, the same table. And then it is asking us for the record. That what is the data, what is the row in which we want to update the details. So here guys, in record, we have to turn this mapping button on and clear the default response. And from Airtable search record responses, as you have noticed, we have received the response of record ID. That what is the record ID, what is the row number of the data in which we have this contacts detail. So from here, from this response, we are going to map the record ID over here. Then after mapping the record ID, all the fields or the columns of data which we have created in this table in Airtable, you can see all of them over here. And from Google Contacts, the response which we have received of new or updated contact, we have to map that response in the respective field. So let's start with first name. Just click on this field and from Google Contact responses, select the response of first name and map it. Now follow the same process of mapping for last name as well. So from the drop down, map the last name, then map the email address, just scroll down and map the email address. This is it. Then let's map the mobile number. So from the drop down, this is the mobile number and the company at last. So this is the response of company, organization and map it. And then just click on save and send test request button. So here when we click on save and send test request, here you can see that all the data which we have mapped, basically the details of an updated contact which we have received from Google Contacts will be updated in the same row, in the same record which we had of that contact in Airtable. Now this means guys, the workflow which we have created till now is working perfectly fine. And using this first route, if we already have the details of existing contact in Airtable, then in that case, using this route, we will update the latest details in Airtable database of that contact, the data or the details which we have received from Google Contacts. Now let's set up the second route, that is contact does not exist. Click on this set filter and actions tab, and if the contact does not exist in our Airtable database, that means that the response which we have received of a contact, that contact is a new contact, a fresh contact. Well, in that case, we won't receive the record ID in Airtable search record responses. So here in this filter of second root, from the drop down from Airtable, select this record ID response, and in filter type, select does not exist and click on save and send test request. So if it does not get the record ID from Airtable response, in that case, the automation workflow will be executed using this route. And in this route, we want to create a new record in Airtable. So click on this add action step button, and here in choose app, search for Airtable. Just select it. After selecting Airtable, in action event from the drop down, select the action event as create record. Click on connect and select add new connection. But because we have already connected Airtable in the previous step, we don't have to select the new connection. You can use the existing connection and click on save. Now after this, we have to follow the same process. We have to select the theme base in which we want to add the details, that is project data. Then select the theme table, and then one by one we have to map the respective data. So from the drop down of table, select the theme table in which we want to create a new contact. And then here you can see all the fields which we have created in Airtable can be seen over here. So once again from Google contact responses, we have to basically map the same details. Let's map the first name, then map the last name, then the email address. This is the response of email address. Then map the mobile number. Here it is. Then map the company as well. This is it. And then this time we don't have to click on save and send test request because the data, the user whose details we have mapped over here is already added in our Airtable database. Just click on this save button and then click on this close button over here. So here guys, we have successfully created this automation using which whenever a new contact will be created or updated in our Google Contacts account, automatically the same contact will be created or updated in our Airtable record as well. Now after setting up this automation, we have to test this automation once in real time. And to do this, we will go to Google Contacts and we will create a new contact over here. For example, test Google user. This is the name of the person. Test Google is the first name and user is the last name. Let's add the company as, for example, Google over here. Let's add the email address, test12, and a dummy phone number too. And after entering all of these details, just click on save. Now when we click on save, here you can see that just now we have added a new contact in Google Contact. And in our Airtable database, we don't have this contact. We don't have the SIM number, we don't have the SIM name or the email address. Now here guys, what we are going to do, we will wait for 10 minutes. So we have just now created a new contact in Google Contacts and we will wait for 10 minutes. Now because the connection between Google Contacts and Pabbly Connect is a polling based connection. And in this type of connection, every 10 minutes, Pabbly Connect will go to our Google Contacts account and get the details of new or updated contacts of last 10 minutes and then start this processing the same contact details using this automation workflow. So let's wait for 10 minutes over here. Okay, so we have successfully waited for 10 minutes. Now let's check our Airtable database. And yes guys, here you can see that the same contact which we have just now created in Google Contacts is now added in our Airtable database. And because we were not having this same contact in Airtable earlier, that's why here you can see that a new contact has been created. But if we had an old contact, if this contact details were already in our Airtable database, or if we had updated this contact in Google Contacts, then in that case, the same contact details will be updated in Airtable as well. So here we have tested this automation in real time and this automation is working perfectly fine. So not just these applications guys, you can connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And one more important thing, you will find the clone link of the same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can actually clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this workflow for free. Also let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can post them on forum.pabbly.com. So if this video was helpful to you, you can obviously like this video, comment down to your suggestion, and don't forget to share it with others. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.